Hi guys, in this episode of RadioK, I'm gonna be checking out the new girl group ICHILLIN's pretty much whole discography. Now, there might be some B-sides that I don't know about, but I'm pretty much gonna be checking out all of their songs that have a music video, with those songs being Got Ya, Fresh, Play Hide and Seek, and Draw My Time. And I literally know nothing about this group. I looked them up right before starting this video, and the only thing that I know is the company that they're from, which I don't know what it is, and I assume they're probably like kind of successful. Like, they must have good songs for them to not have disbanded instantly like the last group I checked out in the last video. But yeah, there's quite a few songs. I'm hoping that I'm gonna enjoy them. Probably should have reacted to the first song and then maybe they reacted to the other three in a different video, but I feel like this is more entertaining for me and for you because you guys are gonna be interested in me checking out the other ones anyway. And due to the way that I record videos nowadays, which is ahead of time, sometimes months ahead of time, it would have taken a while. So I feel like this is better for both you and I. And yeah, I think that's all I have to cover. So without further ado, let's start off the reaction with ICHILLIN's Got Ya in 3, 2, 1. 1. Okay, starting off interesting already. Okay, I already kind of like it. I love how it's kind of cutesy, but still has like a lot of girl crush attitude to it. It kind of reminds me of Kepler's Wadada. Sound-wise it doesn't, but at least in that concept idea, it does. Okay, that's a kind of a disappointing direction. The choreo and the camera work is on point though, I gotta say. Man, I dig the verses so damn much. The verses are so good. Yeah, the chorus is not exactly what I would want it to be, but I think it's fine. It's not as good as I wanted it to be, but it's fine. Like, I still think it works. Man, the verses are so good. Everything but the chorus is so good. The chorus for me is only decent. Okay, definitely have an interest to check out more of their music, because this is interesting. Like, I don't know if it's necessarily like my favorite song ever or whatever, or whether this group is exactly my kind of girl group, but I dig it. I kind of dig it. Like, I love how good the verses are. Like I said during the reaction, it's just, they're constructed so well and they're performed so well. They both sound so good and feel so good. It's only the chorus which, for whatever reason, switches from the slightly girl crushy tone of the verses to a more cutesy, kind of popish sound, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but I feel like it kind of just doesn't hit as hard. It makes it so the verses hit harder than it, you know? And thus that it makes the verses the high point for me, which is kind of weird for K-pop, because K-pop usually is the opposite. Usually the verses are kind of but the choruses are pretty good, or at least that's kind of how K-pop used to be when I first got into it in 2016. I don't know, the point is, there's definitely things that could have been done better in this song in my eyes, but I still like it, and I'm still interested to check out more of their music. Potentially, maybe I'll be checking this one out a second time before we end it, but I first want to get through some of the other ones before getting back to this one. But yeah, in terms of a rating, just off of this one listen, I think I'm gonna go with, honestly, a solid 9 out of 10. I don't want to blow my load too early when it comes to this group, because this is just their debut. For a debut song, it's honestly, like I said, pretty decent. Hell, I would say it's honestly pretty good. But there's still 3 more songs to check out. I don't want to give it a 10 out of 10 right now and then have to give it the other songs more. So if I have to, I'll change my rating as we get through some of the other songs. But as it stands right now, I think it's a pretty solid 9 out of 10. And I feel like that's actually even a pretty accurate rating for this song long term. Because my ratings for songs tend to change when it comes to more long-term kind of stuff, because after I listen to a song a while, the novelty of it has kind of disappeared, so I'm more able to more accurately assess it, you know? But yeah, for a first listen, pretty good, 9 out of 10. But we still have 3 more songs to get into, so without further ado, let's get into the next song, Fresh, in 3, 2, 1. Okay, this one also is starting off interesting. This kind of reminds me like a more cutesy version of ITZY. Please don't hate me for comparing them to ITZY though. That's just the way I assess groups, by telling you what they remind me of, you know? I love the outfits. I also dig the outfits of the previous music video, but I kind of forgot to talk about it. Man, their rapping is so good. And seeing them rap so aggressively with some of these cutesy outfits is such a weird thing. It's such a good clash. I love her dress, man. That dress with the sneakers, really good. Damn, the choreo as well. Okay, this group has He has a lot of potential, man. I'm glad that my instinct was correct. This blonde girl sounds like so many of the members of Everglow. Whoa! Whoa! That was a really cool dance break. With the camera work as well. Okay, so I feel like this song is probably one of the ones that would benefit from a second listen, but I'm reacting to 4 songs by this group. I feel like I don't really have the time to do that, so we're just gonna go off of this one listen. And based on it, it kind of has the exact same problems as the first song. And to be honest, in retrospect, for the first song, I would say those were less problems. It was more like tiny flaws. Because this one, just like the other one, has some hard-hitting stuff and like rapping and everything. And it has cutesy stuff in it as well. But I feel like this one is more predominantly cutesy. So it's just not really my thing, you know? I feel like their particular kind of cutesy could be catchier, I guess. Because I think that's kind of my ultimate issue with the cutesy parts of this song and the last one. It's just that the cutesy stuff are not as catchy as the hard-hitting ones. Maybe that's just me and my preferences for hard-hitting stuff and girl crush stuff, but it is what it is, and that's how I feel about it. So in a way, this kind of feels like a worse version of the first song, but I'm not really complaining about it. I still had a lot of fun watching at least the music video, and it was interesting, especially the dance break. And as a counterpart to the first song, it's fine, you know? I don't know if this was like a B-side or was it another comeback, I didn't really check. But regardless, it's a fine song. Like, it's not as good as the first one, and it doesn't quite feel as like a title track, so I'm gonna assume that it's not. But yeah, it is what it is. I think it's overall okay, but it's definitely worse than Gatia. So I think I'm gonna go with an 8.3 out of 10, which is honestly still pretty high and higher than it probably deserves. But I guess I'm just on a little bit of a high from this group. So yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's a pretty good song, and I think if I listen to it a second time, it would end up being an 8.3 out of 10, because on the first listen, I didn't know quite what to expect from this song, so I just like was going along with it, and it really took me in directions which I just didn't like, just like for the first song, you know? But yeah. Anyway, we still have 2 more songs to check out. Hopefully we're gonna get something as good or even better than Got Here. So without further ado, let's get into the next song. Play Hide and Seek in 3, 2, 1. Oh, this one has a higher budget. That's definitely a title track. Man, this is such a different sound from the current girl groups. It kind of reminds me of Billy. Are we starting to see what could be considered the sound of the 5th generation? That's kind of how they feel. Oh, that hair, the blue hair, looks so good. Or is it grayish? I can't really tell. Man, their rapping is so good. I love it so much. You know, I realized what this reminds me of, but I'm gonna talk about it after the reaction because it's gonna be a pretty long thing. Dude, I love all of their outfits, man. They look so good. I can definitely tell you this about ICHILLIN. Their songs are not boring. Hey, a cat! Man, this really reminds me of Billy now. So far, 3 songs that have reminded me of 3 completely different groups. Kepler, ITZY, and Billy. Man, I really can't decide which outfits are my favorite. I might have to watch this one a second time just for the girl in the blue ponytail because she looked really cute. And if there's one weakness that I have when it comes to girls' haircuts, it's goddamn ponytails. Especially with bangs. God, that hits me hard. But yeah, this was another pretty fun song. Like I said, like their songs are definitely not boring to watch and listen to. It's really entertaining. They're definitely entertaining. And the thing that I think they also kind of remind me of is kind of more so old school K-pop. Because like, I don't know if it doesn't necessarily sound as old school K-pop. It doesn't necessarily sound like old school K-pop, but it kind of gives me the same weird, refreshing vibe that I got when I first got into K-pop back in 2016, because it sounds like nothing else on the market, and it's interesting through and through. Maybe not necessarily the best songs lyrically or phonetically, should I say, because I care more how it sounds, not really what the lyrics are. That obviously improves songs for me, but it's not my main priority. So phonetically, these songs are really catchy and really fun to listen to, but they're also not satisfying in the same way that songs in 3rd and 4th generation of K-pop have been for me. So that's kind of weird. Like I said, they also remind me of Billy, particularly this one, and just like Billy, the songs are not necessarily, I don't want to say that they're not necessarily good, but they're not necessarily like polished. It's not necessarily like, it does feel like they could easily have gone through like a couple of more rewrites, but I don't know, they still kind of, that's kind of part of the intrigue with these songs. It's kind of hard to describe how I'm feeling, you know? I feel like I've said enough, but yeah, they're definitely fun to listen to, and I'm probably gonna need more than the length of this reaction video to really decide how I feel about it, but I can guarantee you this, whenever they come back again, I'm definitely gonna be checking out their comebacks. I guarantee you that. But yeah, so we gave Gatia a 9 out of 10, we gave Fresh 8.3. I think for this one, I'm gonna go with an 8.4 out of 10 because I feel like it was better than Fresh, and it felt more like a title track compared to Fresh. Had a little bit more on the hard-hitting side of things rather than the cutesy one. So yeah, overall, it's still worse than Gatia, but it's better than Fresh, and I enjoyed it. I honestly enjoyed all of these three songs. I'll just need more time than this video to really solidify on my thoughts, but they're definitely an interesting and intriguing group. And we still have one more song to check out, which is their most recent release, Draw My Time. And I wonder if this one is a comeback. I think it's a comeback, but anyway, let's get into it and find out how I'm gonna feel about it in 3, 2, 1. God damn, she looks so good, the girl in the middle. Okay, this is so different, what the heck? Okay. Man, they really like experimenting with their sound, I'll give them that. You know, it's weird. I feel like I wouldn't like these songs if it was any other group. Have you ever had that experience? Getting into a new group and just liking them, I guess, for their energy. Because that's kind of how I feel about it. Like, this is too low energy for me. Too much of a bop. But I still kind of want to listen to it. You know? Even outside of this. Man, they're really charming. Man, oh my god, I have so much to talk about. I'll just talk about it after. I love her. She looks so good with that jacket, with that hair. God damn. I don't even know anymore, man. I don't know what it is about this group, but I kind of love them. I'm kind of in love. And I think that's the most accurate description I can give you with how I feel. I am kind of in love. Because the songs themselves, like, they're not bad by any means. But they're also not like my favorite kind of thing. It genuinely just feels like the charm that these girls have, and I guess the skills as singers and rappers, is the thing that makes them so enjoyable. It kind of weirdly reminds me of BTS. Like, it's kind of wild how every single song of theirs has reminded me of some other group. Like, we got Kepler for Got Ya, we got, what was it, ITZY for Fresh, we got Billy for Play Hide Seek, and for this one, we got BTS of all groups. Although, in this case, I feel like a better way to describe them is the look and sound of BTS with twice as charm. if that makes any sense. But yeah, there's just something about the energy that they ooze that is so fun and so engaging and so entertaining. Like, I haven't felt about a group in K-pop honestly since the early days of when I first started. Like, this is the first time since then that I'm actually kind of like interested to learn about this group because they're so charming and so entertaining. I don't know, man. I've kind of missed feeling that feeling. It's kind of cool that I'm feeling it as well. And I'm glad because I was not necessarily expecting to like this group and their songs as much as I did. Like, sure, I was hoping about it, and I thought that at the very least they were probably gonna be somewhat interesting, probably just not my thing ultimately, but I'm glad that it's kind of like, for whatever reason, kind of my thing actually. And as for this song itself, I mean, I'm kind of unsure. It's more of a bop, but again, I kind of weirdly like it. I kind of do. And it's kind of hard to judge it because all of their other songs have been so different from this, so I couldn't really build a standard by which I judge their songs. But yeah, I don't know. At first, this song feels a little bit empty. I can definitely tell you this. But once it kind of picks up a little bit more strength and hits a little bit harder, I do dig it a lot. The chorus is definitely really good. And in a way, I feel like this is probably their highest quality song, or at least the song with no drawbacks or least flaws. I don't know. I guess the rating itself should tell you how I feel about it. I kind of want to give this one a 9.1 out of 10. It's honestly pretty goddamn good. And I'm shocked. I'm kind of shocked at how much I love this group. But yeah, what did you guys think about these 4 songs in this group? Comment those down below and let's have a discussion about this. And also, before we end this video, I just want to give a huge shout out to my currently 6 patrons on Patreon. Deadpool, Corby Dead, Hotshot Ninja, Etsap123, Sub93160, and Tia Rose Gelatly. Thank you guys for your support, I really appreciate it. It really means a lot to me that you have decided to support me and have continued to support me such a long time. Hope you continue to enjoy my content and continue to support me going forward. Thank you very much. Another thing that I also want to tell you guys before we end this video is something about me that some of you may or may not know, that will also explain why do I look and dress the way that I do. That being the fact that I am trans. In particular, I am somewhere between a non-binary person and a trans woman. I'm not quite sure at the moment and probably won't be sure until I talk to a professional who deals with trans people, but that is where the reason why I'm telling you all this comes. I need your help. Due to the fact that I live in a homophobic and transphobic Eastern European country with a family that won't really accept the fact that I'm trans if they found out, there is not really a feasible or easy way for me to transition here with minimal repercussions. So that's why I would really appreciate any kind or any amount of support that you guys can give me with this. That said, I don't want to guilt trip you or anything, so if you don't want to or you don't have the means to help out, that's fine, don't feel bad. I just want you to know that it would be greatly appreciated if you did help me out get out of this situation. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and thank you for hearing me out. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like, subscribe. Also, check out the link in the description to my Wattpad where I post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you don't enjoy my stories or simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to my Patreon or to my Coffee account where you can pledge your support and help get the channel going. Support me so I can keep writing the stories you enjoy. But if you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. You can still help me out in other ways like liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and especially sharing this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it. And I think it's pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!